I have had the honor and the privilege of interviewing the rank, the official, the #1 kill holder for the Abyssal Sire. With well over 18,000 kills under his belt and still climbing, we're diving into his mindset, his journey, his techniques, and the rituals that turned one of RuneScape's most controversial bosses into his personal gold mine. This is episode 1 of Tomb Talks. I'm TombGoblin, and this is where we crack open the minds of the most locked-in players in Gielinor. Let's get into it. Dude, thank you so much for coming out here to meet me. This is Abyssal Sire, #1 kill count at the boss in the entire goddamn world, and we're super pumped, man. Thank you so much for joining me, Sire. If you're good for it, man, I'm just gonna start firing off some questions here for you, brother. What motivated you to pursue being the highest Abyssal Sire kill count in old school RuneScape?
Well, I did go dry on the pet. I wound up getting it at 9K, but that wasn't even my first
kills.
Real dry streak, yeah.
9,000 kills. Did you feel like giving up pursuing that pet anytime before that point, before hitting 9,000?
Yeah. Well, my first really bad streak was I went 6K Venenatus dry.
Oh!
It was back when the pet was 1 in 2,000, and it was back when the meta was full Verax. So it was like 2 kills a trip. You were getting PK'd every single time.
I saw that your rankings on a lot of your boss logs here. I'll pull them up on screen here in a minute, but you know, those are not anything to talk about, dude. You're under top 1,000 for a majority. Let's take a look at this here. Wow, 43 goddamn pets, dude. That is crazy. I have 7 personally, man, and I feel like I've kind of big dick in the locker room, man. How do you fit all those pets and those must look funny in your POH. Like if you stick them all in the house.
Put them in. I just keep them in the bank.
Can you, I could imagine you not even being able to see the floor in your own house. It's constantly having a disco.
What I used to do that was pretty funny is I would die with all of them in the inventory and they'd like go everywhere.
Oh, no way. Like a bomb? Like a party bomb?
Yeah, and back then it cost 28 mil to do that.
Oh, God, that's an expensive bomb, dude, right? It's not the kind of bomb I'll be dropping anytime soon, man. Sheesh. At what point did you say that this shifted from more of a goal into like an obsession? And was there like a point of there's no turning back from this pursuit of #1?
Well, you have to remember that when I was 6K dry for the pet, there were a couple people who had posted on Reddit that it took them around 6K. So I knew I was definitely up there, right. But we didn't have the high scores back then. So I would just, anytime I would see somebody say on Reddit they got the pet, I would keep tabs on them. And when the high scores finally came out, I knew who the top 5 were unofficially, and it wound up that us 5 were the top 5. There was no like surprises.
Would you often like frequent the same world or?
Yeah, and in general, we all have the same goals, like all pets. So I would just add them, and we would stay friends.
Are you in any of the other like kill runner-ups? Do you guys keep close tabs? Are you guys friends or?
Yeah, there was a moment. I think Shu just became rank 3, but prior to that, ranks 2 and 3, they joined me in the same world. We were standing right next to each other. Rank 4 is in my PVM clan, Cock Puncher.
You know, of course, I wanted to just let you know, Sire, at the end of the video, any discords that you want to shout out. I know you said you don't stream, you're not currently streaming. I highly suggest that you do, brother, because I think, not only myself, like you said, people want to see what you're doing here, man. This is truly like any old school RuneScape player, any person who's put any small hair of a thought of a grind into this game knows by looking, relative and far and doing a few runs yourself at the Abyssal Sire can testify to the true fortitude that goes into a grind like this, man.
An interesting thing about this grind is that there's like maximum efficiency methods that you can do, but the real secret to being rank 1 is to just do what the most comfortable grind is. Like for example, I switched from I used to switch from range, I think, to mage to kill it, and I realized that all those clicks were burning me out. So now I just mage the whole thing.
Could you walk me through just kind of a rough idea of what your ideal Sire setup would look like?
Yeah, just max mage with a shadow. I've been playing around with that scorching bow, but I don't like that it'll hit 0 sometimes.
Yeah.
I could wear Misori to make it go higher, but I don't want to switch too much.
Have any of the new weapons, the Eye of Iac, have you upgraded to the new conflagration gauntlets yourself?
Haven't even touched that stuff yet, but I'll have to take a look.
Yeah. Have you had a chance to check out that new Doom of Makoholo?
No, man, I've been so busy at work. That's one of the things, is that when I was grinding for rank 1, before we even knew who rank 1 was, I wasn't working at all. I was in like kind of a bit of a dark place in my life. With everything comes a price, you know? The cool thing about being rank 1 and having the name is I get a lot of like, almost like a mini Zezima. Like every time I turn my chat on, I'll get at least one message per session.
No way. Looking good.
I feel like a lot of number 1s, they do it kind of as a job, like not so much for fun, but I don't know.
Right.
Yeah, there would be times where I would take a break and go do like raids or something. With all my grinds, anytime I go more than triple the drop rate, I always find myself saying, who's killing who? You know?
Right.
Like, am I killing the boss, or is he killing me? Because it really wears you down. I just finished up is it 4K dry on 4K?
4,000.
Yeah, it took me that much to get the pet.
You know, it's kind of funny. I was looking, and like, as impressive, you obviously have the most impressive kill log. I'll pull that up on the screen here. One of the most impressive kill logs, of course, for the Abyssal Sire. How much money do you think that you made, like legend and items such as that? What do you think roughly you made pursuing the number 1 position?
Not a lot, probably 2 bill.
Not a lot. That's crazy, man.
That's why I had to get off, because it's very bad. The problem with Sire's drop table is that it was designed around not even 2015 when it came out. It was designed around 2013. Because if you look at stuff like Pure S, and I think there's jugs of water on there, you know?
Wow.
Binding necklaces from when we would do fire runes as the meta, or lava runes as the meta.
Right. Did you have any tips, Sire, to help you balance efficiency with burnout? Like, did you have any little tips or tricks, anything that you would do?
Well, probably the most important behind doing it in a way that's not so efficient, so that you don't click too much, is to not play any other modes. I'm going to sound like a bit of a hypocrite because I started playing 2004 Scape a few weeks ago. But at the time, a lot of my competition, they were doing Iron Man mode.
Right.
And even just like the gimmicks, like Deadman was big back then, and that not only burns you out, but it takes away from your ability to be rank 1.
I saw you were ranked super high for medium clue scrolls.
Yeah.
Wow, number 50.
Masters, I used to be rank 7 on Masters.
Yeah, we're looking here. You know what? See, wow, you're 284 for Commander Zilliana. So you're no stranger to the God Wars dungeon, I see here also, right? Yeah, no, look, I've got you here for on Bandos as well.
And most of that was Varric's trio, the Sarah kills.
Oh,
you remember back in the day when we would trio with Varric's?
Yes, dude, that's crazy. How long ago was that? How many years ago do you think that was?
That was 14 and maybe a little bit of 15.
That's so this legacy that is the Abyssal Sire, your account started back again when you said Varric's was meta. That's incredible, man. Not a lot of people, I think, today can relate to that, dude. Did you were you playing during RS like the RS3 the old days before the evolution of combat?
Yeah, I started in 2005, and then like a lot of people, I quit when they went crazy with all those changes.
Right. Did you yourself throw in the towel around the time of the evolution of combat?
Yeah, my last day was the day that it was like forced on us, like you couldn't do the legacy mode anymore.
Right.
Because I didn't get what was going on, you know.
You and myself and many others. What a funny thing, and how funny! Little did they know that Jagex actually in that moment birthed one of the greatest monsters I think that'll be around. Do you think old school RuneScape will be a part of your life forever?
I wouldn't say forever. You know, to play this much, I had to make a lot of sacrifices in my personal development.
Right.
And now I've really progressed a lot in that regard. Got a really high-paying job. I became a CPA, and I think my next step is to start a family. You know, have kids. And once I do that, it's going to be really hard to keep going.
Yeah.
And I I think I won't miss it.
Yeah, no, man. Of course, dude. Be independent. I myself, I have three, dude, and you know what? If you have the patience to sit there and grind out 18,000 Abyssal Sire kills plus, amongst many other admirable feats, dude, I have no doubt that you'll make a great father, man. Um, at the start, like, at first, what was like your original goal when you had started Abyssal Sire?
Originally, it was to get the pet. Before the high scores came out, I had a feeling that I was going to be number one. When the high scores did come out, I think I was at the top with 10,000, and then there were a couple people at like 8 or 9,000. The current rank 2 maximumist, he went, the KCUC, I think he's like 15.7. He went that dry on the pet. So it was at that point that I had to come out of retirement, and I had to get rank 1 back.
And show him you did, my friend.
But we became pretty decent friends after that. He was on up until like 30 seconds ago, and I hang out in his clan chat sometimes. We're pretty cool.
You know what, man? How cool. Would you consider yourself, Sire, a completionist, a grinder, or something else entirely?
I did go from pet hunter to completionist, but we have to be realistic here. It's the log is never going to get completed. So I think I just want to complete like the boss log.
How has reaching the top kill count shaped your identity within the old school community?
Yeah, I definitely get a lot of like attention when people see the name, when I'm at like TOA Bank, GE Bank, and 415. Not so much anymore, but a couple years ago when the high scores first came out, people were like really aggressive. Like they would see that I was rank 1, they would see how many kills I had, and instead of being, oh wow, nice dude, they would be like, what's wrong with you? Your chair must smell. Like really, yeah.
No, that what a shitty association that you can't be, you know what I mean? You can't be number one and have a nice smelling chair. How unfair.
Yeah, and Link's Titan faced something similar. It's interesting. It makes you wonder if they're kind of jealous in a way, and they need to put you down to feel better about themselves. Because we all play too much, right?
Right. Oh yeah. No. First, that's the cold hard truth of it, man. And and it's even more so. The only time I could really correlate to that is just, of course, putting out content. I think anybody and everybody who puts themselves out there, who makes a name for anybody who's known or wants to be known, you're gonna get the naysayers, man. And I'm happy you're able to see through that, man. And it sounds like, again, not to get too personal, but it sounds like you've overcome quite a bit of controversy in your life, man. So I'm happy to be talking with you here today. What would you say is your next old school RuneScape milestone?
That's interesting. Yeah, I really want to complete like green log, that first tab on the collection log, just all the bosses. I would like to get a mega rare too. Surprisingly, I've never had one.
No way. I do. That is, to be honest, that I was not expecting to hear that coming from you, dude. That's crazy. And to think though, the how much cumulative wealth. I mean, I'd imagine if you were to put like a rough number on it, man. Like I see you have 50 million Slayer experience. How much do you think, like, accumulation, you think you've made on your account? Just killing things, just bossing.
Probably 15 bill.
That's
a lot of that was when prices were different. So like
right.
when Bludgeons first came out and they were 50 mil, that could get you full Arma, probably full Bandos too.
How different is the market today? Of course, we've got a lot of new equipment, a lot of new items, but how much more difficult is it to get into like an ideal loadout now? Like in terms of price, like would you be priced out? Like, would someone starting to grind out today?
No, not so much. I guess the tough thing is that the mega rares are so much.
Right.
If I had to start from scratch today, I think I would not care too much about having the best gear.
Would you, if you didn't have access to max magic, would you still think you would pull like the fight off? Could you bring like a Sang? Like, is there anything else? Like, what would you do if you didn't have max mage in terms of equipment and the setup?
Yeah, just take some alternatives, because all you need is a little bit of luck. Get that shadow at 30 KC, and then You're better off than me, who went 300 and I still haven't had one in max gear.
Crazy, dude. That's crazy. I'm happy, man, to run. I have most of my friends are doing the Theater of Blood. I'm happy to run a TOA anytime, and I would be honored to help see you get one of those staffs. Tommy can shadow at least in your hand, man. Do you have any tips that you would give to any player that was seeking to be like a top tier player or a top ranking player at the Abyssal Sire?
Well, in general, I don't consider myself very top tier. I don't know how to do like half the content. But if you want to be really good at Sire, it's a really simple boss, but just I would prioritize not dying, and then try to like kill it in chunks, because often I find myself, I do a couple kills, then I AFK, and before you know it, both my personal time and my game time are being commingled in a way that's kind of inefficient. Set like a
I-
goal of, oh, I'm gonna do 20 without stopping. It's gonna take me half an hour, and then I'm done for the night, and you'll be a lot better off.
Right.
A
Appreciate it
couple
so much.
interesting facts. So I did snipe the name. A lot of people accuse me of buying it,
No.
but no, they released them in 2017, and I was practicing name changing. They were gonna release the names at like a specific time during the day. Luckily, I was an unemployed loser, so I'm practicing switching the name on the portal to be first, and they accidentally released the A's 10 minutes early. Conspiracy theory, I think it was because Mod Arcane wanted to get the name Arcane. So as I'm practicing, it just goes green, and I'm like, oh, I'll take Abyssal Sire. If I had members on another account, I could have taken 99 too.
That's a very interesting information, man. That's some super interesting information, brother. That's crazy, dude. So you were literally sitting there waiting to strike on the name, and all of a sudden, what the hell? It's available, and you were able to just scoop that right up. Because I actually myself even considered asking if you had purchased the name, but that's crazy.
Yeah, no, I got it legit, unlike others. Cough, cough, Cerberus.
Yeah.
God, is it still on a level 3? That's so sad.
That's crazy, dude. I mean, people. It was kind of funny too. Of course, you saw that guy. When we started talking, even that one guy, the first person that we saw was up trying to talk to. Man, that's crazy to see. Did you have anything that you wanted to shout out to the audience? Anybody that you wanted to shout out? Any final words, thoughts, cheap shots?
I guess I can advertise my PVM clan. They've been pretty good to me. It's Zuvelox, Zuvelox, and just in general, the people killing Abyssal Sire. The front page of our high scores is probably one of the more legit out of all of them. The high scores, they get a reputation that it's a lot of Venezuelan gold farmers, and that is true to a very large extent. But if you look at our high scores, like I have the top 15 all on my friends list, and they're all pet hunters, coal loggers. They're all very legit. It's one of the legit high scores.
I consider us friends now, so maybe one day I too can wear a #1 status, dude, and I would love myself to be a part of this legendary club, brother. Thank you so much. We're here with #1 in the world, Abyssal Sire kills. Guys, thank you so much, and have a good night.
Good luck.